Okay, so first of all, how do we access Google Photos, right? So if we are on a smartphone or a tablet, you're gonna wanna download the Google Photos application. And if you look on the right-hand side, that is the icon of Google Photos. So it's like a little flower icon. So if you don't have that on your phone, download it, or you can download it now or after when the session is over. That is the icon you should have on your phone. So if you have an Android smartphone or tablet, you can go to the Google Play Store and download this application. Or if you have an iPhone, an iPad, you can go to the App Store, the Apple App Store. If you're using a computer, you would just go to Google and type in Google Photos, and it's the first website. You don't have to download anything if you're on a computer. And lastly, Google Photo works by having a Google account, all right? So if you have a Gmail address, let's say that is my Google account. If you have a Yahoo, an AOL, anything of that sort, it's going to be completely different because Google Photos is connected to a Google account. So what does Google Photos provide for you, and why should you use Google Photos? Well, for one, it allows you to free up space on your phone, right? So Google Photos is going to take all the pictures that you have on your phone and put it on their application and in your Google account. So it is hidden from the rest of the world, and you're the only person that can access these photos. So instead of using your phone's storage, Google Photos instead takes your pictures and puts it on their storage instead. So that's a key reason why people use Google Photos, because it frees up space on your phone. So if you're someone who your phone always says there's no more space left, Google Photos can be a good option for you to use instead. Another reason why people use Google Photos is because it's a great search engine. So you can search any term such as the location, like New York City, a subject. You could put fall, summer, spring in the search bar. And once you do that, Google Photos is going to show you every picture that you took in the summer, every picture you took in the fall. It recognizes the things in the background of your picture. It knows when you took the photo, so it's going to recognize that subject or season. Yeah, so someone said, do I have to give access to my settings? So once you download Google Photos, it's going to ask you, do you give permission? And I'm going to show you soon in the next slide how we give access so Google Photos can have your pictures all the time. Yes. Another great thing that Google Photos has is built-in editing tools. So if you're someone who's a little bit more advanced with using editing tools or using your phone, you can change like the color of your picture, you can crop it, you can change the angle. There's all these different types of editing tools in Google Photos. So someone also commented that they're out of storage with Google Photos, and I'm going to explain why that is on the next slide. Also, another two important things with Google Photos that's really cool is that you can share your photos with family and friends. So easily you can choose a photo, share it with your family, and they can share it back. You can even create albums where your family members and friends can also add pictures to that album. And lastly, it has a print store right at your fingertips. So every time there's a picture on your phone, you can select that picture and print it. Obviously, there is a price to that, but they can send it directly to your home, or you can pick it up at your local Walgreens or CVS. Okay, Ernice said she's in the App Store. How do I get to Google? So if you are in the App Store, if you have an iPhone, an iPad, and you're in the App Store, you want to go to the little search icon and search for Google Photos if you do not have it already. And once again, it's like a rainbow flower icon. That's the application for Google Photos. If you just want to, you can also go on to your Safari or Google Chrome and just search up Google Photos that way as well. So before we get into Google Photos and we start doing tutorials on that sort, we still have to understand a little bit about storage, right? So someone commented that they do not have any more storage in Google Photos. Well, the reason why is that your Google account only contains 15 gigabytes of storage. And that storage is shared across different applications that Google actually is the owner of. So Google's the owner of your mail, your Google Drive, and your Google Photos. So if you're someone that has thousands and thousands of emails, that means that all your storage is getting used by your emails, and it's taking away storage from your Google Photos. So Susan, something that you may be experiencing is that maybe your mail and Google Drive is taking all of your storage, and now you don't have any space for your Google Photos. So that can be one reason why you don't have any more storage for that. So you get a little amount of storage, right? So once the 15 gigabytes is gone, then you have to start paying for it. If you have another email like AOL or Yahoo, anything Hotmail or that sort, then that is not affecting your Google account storage. This is only for your Gmail only. So if you're someone who takes 2 to 4 minute long videos, or you're always taking lots of photos, those files can be very large, and they'll start taking up space. So the more videos you take, the more storage, and so on and so on. So a 2-minute video can sometimes equal 1 gigabyte or 100, 200 megabytes, and soon it'll turn into 1 gigabyte, 2 gigabyte, 3. And once you're up to 15, you're gonna have no more storage, and you may have to start paying. But we don't want to do that. We want to use the free 15 gigabytes. So what I urge to everyone is that you start deleting those emails that you no longer need. So if you're someone that has emails from years ago, you might want to start deleting those emails. If you have a lot of videos on your phone that are old, you may want to delete that, so you can always have enough storage on your phone. So there are other alternatives. So Amazon as well. If you're an Amazon Prime member, that's a good place as well to store your photos, because they have some free options as well. Apple, once you can start doing 99 cents a month, then they have like $2.99 a month, and then so on. So there are other options for storage, not free all the time, because the more space that you want to put on your phone, you have to pay the price for that. But if you are an Amazon Prime member, I would say to check out Amazon Photos, because they have some deals as well. Does anybody have any questions about storage before I go on to the next topic? You can unmute yourself as well. You don't have to say it in the chat.
I wanted to know if it's a good idea to download your phone photos to your hard drive, because otherwise you're paying And there's very little storage that comes free.
Right. So yes, if you're someone that has a lot of pictures as on videos as well, another alternative could be forgetting about applications and just going the other route, which is putting it on USB drives and other hard drives as well. These are just small options to use if you're someone that doesn't have lots of storage, right? So this is just easy because, you know, it's right on your fingertips. You have an iPhone, you have a smartphone. So this is just a quick alternative. But if you're someone that has lots of large photos and videos, yes, you should maybe just use a hard drive instead, or USB, because the price can get very high once you start paying for more and more storage. So this is just 15 gigabytes for Google. I know Apple, you can pay 99 cents and then it's like $2.99 for like 50 gigabytes. So it's up to you of which application and storage is right for you. I do not know how much Amazon charges. Amazon Prime. I know Amazon Prime, you do have to pay for that. And then you can access Amazon Photos. I just do not know how much storage you can get with Amazon if you're someone who wants to try that as well. So let's go on to the next thing. So after we learned a little bit about storage, what we want to do now is back up and sync our phones, right? So someone asked earlier today in the comments about, do you give access to Google Photos? So yes, if you don't give access to Google Photos, you will not be able to back up and sync. And the reason why we want to back up and sync and allow this is because every time you take a picture with your phone or your tablet, it's going to upload to your Google account. And if you do not give access and do not back up this, every time you take a picture, it's not going to go into your Google account. And we want it to go into our Google account because then you can access it anywhere, right? You lose your phone one day, or you have to get a new phone, right? Your old phone is outdated and it's time to get a new phone, or it's time to get a new computer. Well, all of your pictures are stored on a Google account. It's basically uploaded into the internet that only you can access with your email address and your password, right? So if it's time to get a new computer, there's really no struggle of having to, get a USB drive or a hard drive and download it. Instead, it's all on a Google account that you can access with your password. Someone said, would 3,000 Gmails be how much storage? That would probably be at least a few gigabytes. So you're going to want to delete some of those emails. Remember, you have 15 gigabytes. So if you have 3,000 emails, that is, some emails are going to contain pictures, videos, right? Promotional emails you get from all these companies you subscribe to. Those are all taking up your storage. So you should delete some of those. All right, let's go on. So on your smartphone or your tablet, once you open up your Google Photos, if you decide to download it or not, or if you already have it, you're gonna wanna allow access to all your photos, right? The blue, let me just put a red circle. This thing here, you're gonna wanna allow access to all your photos. Once you allow access, it's not going to delete your photos on your phone. It's basically just a little copy. It's going to copy all your photos to your Google account. So don't get scared when you see this. It's not going to delete it from your phone. It just copies it to your Google account. So now it's all backed up and safe on a place where you can always access it on your tablet, your phone, your computer. You go out of state, you can access these Google Photos whenever you want, just by putting your email address and your password. So they're secured and they're private to you, and no one else can see it on the internet. Just you who has your specific password for this account. Once you allow access to it and you back it up, it's always going to sync your photos. So every time you put your password for this account, you'll see it up to date from the latest photo you took to the last time you allowed access for your Google Photos. If you do have an Android phone and you're someone that has an Gmail address, you may already have this application on your phone, and you may have seen already that your photos are there. So you're gonna have a copy of all your photos on this Google account. So next time when the presentation's over, or even now, you should check to see if you have this little application on your phone if you're an Android, because Android partners with Google and they sometimes already have these applications already downloaded on your phone once you purchased it. Remember, it looks like this little rainbow flower. That's the icon you want to look for on your phone. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Okay. So briefly in the beginning, I talked about a Google Printer, right? So Google Photos has a built-in printer where you can easily print photos right from your phone or computer. So the same thing with Amazon. Amazon as well has a print store. So they have a lot of competitors, but if you're someone who uses Google Photos, why not use their Google Print Store? You can either have the photos delivered to your house, or you can pick them up at your local CVS, Walmart, or Walgreens. Those are the only 3 stores they use. They don't use Rite Aid or anything like that. So it's just those 3 stores. Really? And you can choose from photo prints, photo books, and canvas prints. And I'm going to show you how that looks like, and you can see the prices. It's usually 18 cents for one photo print, and then the price will get higher and higher depending on the size, and then of course shipping. But if you want to pick them up at your CVS or Walmart or Walgreens, then you can avoid the shipping price, of course. So I'm going to screen share and show you my computer of Google Photos so we can look at it. And then we can do 2 things, which is creating albums and sharing pictures with our family and friends, because those are 2 important things on Google Photos. Let's say you are on the computer.
Google account. I don't even know what the new one.
And let's say you are on the computer and you are on Google, just like this. Once again, don't worry, for people who have smartphones and tablets, I am going to screen share my phone. So this is just a computer for right now. And I'm just going to type in Google Photos. And it is going to be the first website here on the left-hand side of our screen. That's the one you want to go to, Google Photos, and you can see it's the little flower icon. Okay, so we're gonna click on that. All right, so this is the website for Google Photos, and if we look on the right-hand side of our screen, it says get Google Photos or go to Google Photos. So if you're someone who's brand new and then doesn't have your Google account logged into the computer, you would go to get Google Photos. But if you're someone who already uses the computer for your Gmail all the time, you would just go to Google Photos. All right, it's loading. Okay, so these are 3 pictures that I uploaded today on Google Photos so you can see that. But if you are someone who's always using Google Photos, obviously it's going to be tons and tons of pictures on the screen. But for today, just a demonstration, it's just these little 3 photos. So if we look at the left-hand side of our screen, we're gonna have our menu, right? All the different things that you can do with Google Photos. But most importantly, if we look at the bottom of our screen, you can see I have 15 gigabytes to use because this is an account, this is a Google account I don't really use. And I'm only using 471 megabytes of storage. And once again, this storage is being used across everything. My Google Drive, my Google Photos, and my email. So these 3 pictures do not equal that much megabytes. That's probably from my email. And you can always click on it to see where this is coming from and things like that. So I clicked on my storage. So if you're someone who wants to see where is all my storage coming from, like I said, my Gmail is taking up most of that.
This is a lesson on how to get photos.
This is my 470 megabytes of storage is being used from Gmail. So the person that commented that they have 3,000 emails, then if you would click on that storage, you can see how much exactly is 3,000 emails equaling. And I only have, I think, probably 40 emails or 50 emails. So 40 to 50 emails is that much, 470. So if you have 3,000, you may be using a lot of storage. You could check by hitting storage and you can see how much it equals here. And it should say the same on your phone, but once again, I will show my phone in a few minutes so you can find it as well on your phone. So once again, this is how much storage we have and how to access it. But let's go back to our menu. And I'm going to talk a little bit about each so we can actually learn about how to access and keep navigating with our Google Photos. Photos means you can see all of your photos. But if we look at the bottom, we have Explore, Sharing, the print store that I was talking about, and then all these other categories. So if we go to Explore, if I had tons and tons of pictures, which I don't, a cool thing that Google Photos actually does is they categorize your pictures by all these different things. So by selfies, videos, screenshots, they even make little movies for you. So let's say you were someone who went on a trip with your family and friends, and you wanted to make a little video about that trip. Well, actually Google Photos makes that little video just for you. They recognize that you went on a trip by seeing how many days you took photos and the location, and they make a little video. Sometimes they'll categorize your pictures by the location you were in. So you can have little albums about New York City, Boston, New Hampshire. Like they'll make little albums about that. They'll have a category that says, 1 year ago, 1 month ago, you were here. 1 year ago, you were here. Or it'll say summer 2022. So that's a nice thing about Google Photos. I know if you have an iPhone or an iPad, your iPhone as well does this, but this is how Google Photo does it in Explore. If we go down to sharing, this would be the place where once you do share your pictures with your family and friends, you can see all the pictures and videos you shared with them. And if your family and friends as well add pictures. And then if we look right under sharing, it is the print store. So the print store has a little icon, which is, it's like a shopping bag. And if you look at the corner where the red circle is, you can see that little shopping bag. And this shopping bag is what you will see on your phone or tablet. I know on the phone or tablet, it doesn't really say print store. It's just the shopping bag icon. So that's what you want to look for. Yeah, so someone said, is it an automatic service, the photo organizing? Correct. So it automatically organizes your photos because of how intelligent Google is. So every time you take a picture, let's say in July, they will categorize that automatically because they know July equals summer. So now they put it in a summer folder album for you. So they automatically recognize and do it themselves.
Hi, I'm just listening to
But if you're someone who constantly will use Google Photos in the future, definitely check out this little explore menu button and you will see how they categorize your photos. So someone said, Ellie said, if someone sends a high resolution photo, it takes a lot of room. Can you lower the res? So actually you can, but I will show you that in a few after I explain the print store. But yes, for Google Photos, you can change the resolution. So if you don't know what resolution means, is that, let's say your picture was very high definition, which is like you can see it very clearly. You can see the pores on the people's faces. You can actually downgrade that resolution to save some storage. And they'll keep like a photo of it, so you can always change it to make it clearer and less clearer, just for you can save some space. But let's go over to the print store real quick, and then I'll show you those other things about changing the resolution. So this is the print store that I was talking about before. And I also said that Amazon Prime has it as well, but I do not know how much the prices are for Amazon, but this is for Google Photos. So here we could see the different prices for each thing, right? So they have photo books, they have photo prints, premium print series, and then canvas prints. So these are all the categories that you can choose from if you wanted to print photos directly from your phone and your computer, right? So I know in the past, usually you would send it to like a local CVS or Walmart or Walgreens, and you would send it to them like in your email. But here, all you would have to do is just select the photos on your phone and they will automatically deliver them to your household once you put in that credit card information and your address. And what I like about this is because it is secure, because it's connected to your Google account. So I got a comment. I currently use photo apps on my Apple iPhone. Do you recommend Google Photos? So I'm someone that uses Apple iPhone. But my mother has an Android, so she's Google Photo. So for me, I would use Google Photos if I wanted to print something because of how cheap it is for the photo prints, because I like to make little collages and things like that. But your Apple iPhone does the same thing, such as organizing your pictures and making little albums for you about the summer, about you 1 year ago. So Apple does the same like Google Photos, but I don't think they have a print store just yet. So I would choose Google Photos for their print store the most. But if you're someone that already has an Android phone, definitely take advantage of Google Photos. But since I'm an Apple iPhone user, I just use the photos on Apple because they already sync my pictures, but they do take a lot of storage as well, right? So Apple iPhone, if you're using your Photos app for your Apple iPhone or iPad, it's using storage to download other applications. Even though it's not taking storage from your Google Drive or things like that, it's still taking a lot of storage for your application. So you're probably even less limited with storage. But so I'm going to show you what I wanted to do if I wanted to print something on my Google Photos. So once again, I'm in Print Store, and let's say I just wanted a photo print, right? I just wanted to print one picture of my vacation, right? So I would go to Order Prints, and you can see I have only 3 photos here, but you would have tons and tons of more. And what you would simply do is just click on the photo that you would want to print. So you can click up to 1,200 photos to print if you wanted to, right? But I'm just gonna click one photo for this demonstration. So let's say I wanted to print this picture of this dog. I simply just clicked on it and a check mark appeared. If you are on your smartphone or your tablet, you would just tap on the screen and you would tap on the photo that you wanted to print. And on your phone or tablet, you can also select multiple pictures as well. So you would just tap on all the pictures that you wanted to print on your phone. If you're on your computer, you just click on the picture. So I clicked on the dog. And now I'm gonna hit the word done, which is kind of hidden in the corner, but I'm gonna put a red circle so you can all see. And it says the word done. And now I have my photo of my dog that I want to print. And if I look at the screen, and these, you're gonna see this as well if you're on a phone or tablet. You have all these different options that you can choose from. So right now, this is gonna print as a 4x6, but let's say you wanted the picture larger than that, right? You simply just click on the words 4x6, the same as well on your phone or tablet. Just tap on where it says 4x6. And you have all these different options of how large you can make the picture. And you can see that it's split into 2 options. So the first 3 options are available for delivery, or you can pick them up in Walgreens or CVS or Walmart. But the larger the pictures they get, you cannot pick them up in a Walgreens or Walmart. So if you wanted this one that was 11x14, you cannot pick them up in the store. They're only available to deliver to your household. So I guess sometimes when the picture's too large, they can't do that for you in the store. So you would have to choose the smaller ones if you wanted to go to your local CVS, right? But let's just choose the first option. We don't want to adjust it. We don't want to edit the picture. If once you get a little bit more advanced, you can do these other options, which is, you know, cropping the photo. You can edit the photo, which would, you know, you can change the color, you can make it black and white. That's what editing the photo would do. But we're just gonna keep it for the original right now. So I just want this picture, and then I'm gonna hit next again. So over here on the right-hand side, I'm gonna hit the word next. Now it's giving me an option because I chose the smallest photo. It's giving me an option. Do I want to ship my order, or do I want to pick it up in the store? So I'm gonna say I want to ship my order. You clicked on pick up, store pickup. It is going to tell you to write the location of where you live so they can find the closest CVS, Walmart, or Walgreens that offers this. You can see on the left-hand side, these are all the places that will print your photo that you can pick up so you can avoid shipping fees. And it says it right here, the one here in Dykeman Tree does not allow printing, but the rest do. And if you looked even more closely, it will tell you when it is ready for you to pick up. So ready from 1 to 2 p.m. And, you know, if we kept scrolling down, you can see all the places that allow printing and don't allow printing. Does anybody have any questions? You can unmute yourself.
I was wondering where the prints are made.
Where they're made, oh, like if they get delivered?
No, like who actually does it? Where's the printer? In the drugstore or in a central place? Where the
They
actual photo printer is?
The printer should be inside of the Walgreens or the CVS, somewhere in the back, but if you're delivering, it's the company's printing store somewhere, like a big, hardware kind of store.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it should, yeah, they still have the printers inside of the CVS and Walgreens because that's how they used to print without having to use Google Photos.
Is it the same price if you do it in the store?
So I do not know how much the shipping will add, but it's saying for pickup, it's 30 to 40 cents. And for delivery without the shipping, it's 18 cents. So I guess depending on your address, you can see how much the price will jump. But yeah.
Thank you.
That is the print store. I'm gonna quickly show you albums and then show my phone before the end of this presentation. So there's two ways you can do albums. You can click on the word albums, which is here, right? Where the red circle is. And if I clicked on it, you would just hit the word create album and start adding pictures to your album. So when I did this class in the center on Tuesday, we did this together and we hit create album. And what they did was they created like a family album and then just add pictures of their family members in it. And then they could share that album with their family members. But you could have an album about anything, right? Your artwork, a hobby of yours, a location. But once you hit create album, you just hit the word add photos and it'll start adding all the photos that you select on your phone or computer. Yes?
Tabitha, does it make a copy of the photo or does it move the photo so you can't find it in the listing of the
it makes a copy. It doesn't
Okay.
disappear from your like original of all your photos.
Thanks.
So that's how you do album, but I'm gonna quickly screen share my phone because I know a lot of people are using their phones for this or might use their phone after the presentation. So I'm gonna go on my phone so everyone can see how. So this is how it looks on an iPhone. And if you do have an Android, just remember the icons are going to be placed differently on your phone, but Android, your phone is going to look a little bit differently, okay? So if we look at the top left-hand corner, that is where our little print shop is. And you can see it's a shopping bag. So it's in the top left-hand corner, right under where it says 1149. It's a little shopping bag icon. That is our print store. And if we clicked on it, it's the same options that you get when I showed you all on the phone, on the computer, the photo books, the photo prints, the premium print series, and the canvas prints. And if I clicked on photo prints, it's the same options that we did before, where we click on order, we select our photos, we can edit it, right? We can crop it, and then we have to put our address. Good news is that on your phone and the computer, it's the same way to order prints. Now, it's gonna be a little different when we want to create an album, because here on our phone, we do not have the menu that is the same on a computer. Instead, our menu is at the bottom of the screen. And I know if you have an Android phone, I don't think you have the word sharing at the bottom of the screen. So if you look at the bottom, I have 4 icons. If you have an Android phone, you might only see 3 icons, because when I did this class on Tuesday, that's what I was seeing from the audience. So if you have an iPhone, the screen should look like my screen. If you have an Android, you might not have the word sharing at the bottom. So if we looked at the bottom, we clicked on these different things. If we went to library, this is how we create albums. So once again, it is the library icon at the bottom of the screen. And if on the Android, it should say create new album. And if you are on the iPhone, it should be this little square box that says new album or create new album. Once again, it might look a little differently, but these are the steps. You would go to library at the bottom of your screen and you would click on new album. And once again, you name it whatever you want and you select the pictures. So it's the same as the computer where you name it, you select your pictures, and now an album is created. If you are someone that already had albums made on your regular phone photos app, you may see the albums here on the screen. But remember, for me, I just had 3 pictures, so you don't see any albums made. Someone said, do they supply the cover and back cover? I'm assuming you're talking about the print store. So if we quickly go back to the print store, you would have to choose, you would choose photo books for the front and back cover, and they would supply that. If you're just clicking photo prints, then no. If you're clicking premium print series, then no. But for photo books, yes. It says you would choose like a hardcover or a soft cover, and they probably have a little more steps about that as well. But yes, they do provide the front and back cover, and that's how we're looking the picture on the screen with the title. What about the photo on the cover? Yeah, so if you keep going through the steps, they're going to ask you like, which picture do you want as your cover? What do you want the title on your photo book? So it should be there when you keep clicking on the steps. After you select all your photos, it should tell you what should be the cover of the book, what should be the title of the book. So for photo books, there's more steps before purchasing, because a photo print, you're just purchasing one photo or 5 photos. So when you do a photo print, it'll have more steps for you to choose from and different options, like the cover and things like that. So once again, if we're making albums, creating albums, it's in the library section. And if we go back to our photos, which is on the left-hand side of the screen, quickly for sharing, what you would do is you would click the photos on the screen that you want to share to your family member, friend, or coworker. So if I clicked on these pictures or this picture, I can easily send it, but I want to send multiple pictures. So if I want to send multiple pictures, I have this little check mark that's in the right-hand side. It's like a little circle with a check mark faded in gray. If I clicked on that, that will select all the pictures I took. And if I didn't want to send all of them, I could just unselect it by just tapping the screen. And if we look at the bottom of our screen, I have all these different options of sharing, add it to an album, delete it. But I do know if you have an Android phone, these icons are at the top of your screen. If you're on an iPhone or tab or iPad, it's on the bottom. If you have an Android phone, it's on the top. So the icons are switched in different places. So for an iPhone, if I wanted to share it with a family and friend, I would hit the share. That's at the bottom of the screen in the left-hand side. For an Android, it's on the top and it's like 3 little dots. I don't know why they changed the icons, but that's how they did it. So if I wanted to share it, I would click share. Hold on. And I could choose from these contacts that they want me to send it to, right? Or I could hit the word more, and then I can choose a person's name, I can type a person's phone number, or I could type another person's email. So it does get a little bit complicated. Okay, let me just read the comments real quick in the chat. What happens to your photos in Apple and you want to use Google? So this is what happens. If you have an Apple iPhone or iPad, right? And you decided today or in the future, you would actually like how Google Photos is formatted and you like Google Photos. So you are going to have a copy on your Apple Photos and your Google Photos. But once you back up and sync your photos, you can successfully delete your pictures on your Apple Photos gallery and keep them in your Google Photos. But before you do that, make sure that your Google Photos is backed up. So if we looked at the top right-hand corner where my name is Tabitha, so T for Tabitha. So I have a little T in the right-hand side of my phone, all the way in the top. If I clicked on that, you can see for me, my backup is off. I'm not backing up my photos. So let's say I deleted pictures on my Apple Photos. They're gone forever because I didn't back them up on Google Photos. So if you're someone that has an Apple iPhone or tablet and wants to start using Google Photos, you have to turn on backup and make sure it's backed up before you start deleting pictures in your Apple photo gallery. Does that make sense? So that is the end for today. I hope everyone learned a little bit. Google Photos can be a little complicated, unfortunately, just learning for like the first time. But those are some of the things you can do on Google Photos. I will hopefully post this recording on YouTube so you can rewatch it today. So
Tabitha,
okay.
just
Thank
a
you.
really quick question. So when you say back up the Google Photos, so what do you mean by that? So iCloud just backs up the Apple Photos. So where do the Google Photos get backed up, and does that take away from your Google storage because they have it twice?
Google, once you so think of it as the same thing. Your iPhone storage backs up your photos. Your phone gets stolen or you need to update your phone again. You're always going to have those photos once you log in with your special Apple account password, right?
Right.
So the same thing applies with your Google Photos. Once you back up and you need a new phone, your phone gets stolen. Every time you put your email address and your Google password, all your photos will be there no matter what because you backed them up. So if you do not back up your photos, whether that's on iPhone or Google Photos, the next time you need a new phone, or God forbid your phone gets stolen, all those photos are gone now because you didn't back them up.
Okay, and so on Apple, on my iPhone, I need to actually go to a setting because I might be getting a different phone. I need to go to a setting and hit backup, right?
Yes, you do. Sometimes your phone automatically backs up when you're charging it. This is for iPhone users only. If you're an Android, then no, it doesn't apply. But if you're an iPhone user, your phone automatically should back up when you charge it for a long period of time.
The biggest
you.
problem is the backup. You have no room to back up. Your
Right.
iCloud has no space.
Correct. I don't have any iCloud space either. So I understand you. It is 99 cents a month. Hopefully this was helpful, but thank you
Great.
all for coming.
you.
Ellie, I
Thank
will
you.
send you an email hopefully today about the instructions for that, okay?
That's
Thank
so
you.
kind. Thank
All
you.
right.
Great class.
Bye.
Thank you,
Great
great
class.
class, thank you.
Bye.
Have a good day.